Hello, everybody. Sorry I'm a little late today. Trying to stick to a schedule, but I'm a space cadet, and people are getting sick of my spaciness. And what do you want me to tell you, man? I'm a die-hard guitar player. All I do is think guitar. I'm a meathead. If I'm not playing guitar, then I'm lifting heavy weights. You know, don't look for me for answers. I don't know. What song is that? Anybody know? Anyway, how's everyone doing out there? Yo, Ed Guardian, how are you, my friend? Hang in there. Sure, work's almost done, right? I want to learn Stranglehold, man. I've been listening to a lot of Ted Nugent lately, man. I love Ted Nugent. Especially, guitar-wise, man. I love his guitar playing, and I know he's a very controversial person, big hunter, which I've never gone hunting, although I am a meat eater. I got a friend who hunts. He's always giving me deer meat, which is delicious and probably some of the most healthiest meat you could probably eat. And honestly, I know a lot of people think it's inhumane to kill. It really is. It's pretty brutal, but it's life, man. Go swimming in the ocean, you could get eaten by a shark, right? So, what was the worst show I ever played? Let's think, man. So many. I've had better experiences on stage than the bad shows. I remember all the good shows. I've had a lot of great memories of great shows, but probably the worst show. I mean, come on, man. I think we all know what I would say would be some of my worst shows. And you know what's funny? It doesn't even have anything to do with how many people come out to the show. Because honestly, look, man, I love playing guitar. For me, I always describe playing guitar, the feeling I get. I feel like I'm like a bird flying. Like you could do whatever you want on the instrument. Once you learn your scales and theory, it's kind of like jazz improv, which obviously I love jazz and fusion. It just feels like you're flying, like you're free. You can just let loose and do whatever you want. It's the most amazing feeling ever. And for me, playing guitar is the most greatest high. I don't need drugs because the guitar is my drug. And picking it up and playing all day, every day is the greatest feeling in the world for me. Sometimes I play a little too much, a dude at my age. I have other responsibilities in life now. And, I have to say to myself, hey, man, you got to get some stuff done. You can't sit around and play guitar all day, unfortunately. But I do play a lot, and I still try to play all day as much as I can at my age, But worst show. Anyway, it's definitely never any of my solo gigs. Let's just put it that way. That's true. There are other things in the world, Lil C. That's true. Like pizza. Going out and getting some pizza, which I think we're going to do tonight. But I love pizza, guys. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. I'm on the pizza diet, honestly, man. Like, I do a lot of exercising. I try to eat healthy, but pizza is just something I got to eat almost every single day. Anyway, so the worst show. Listen, man, I go do a lot of my solo gigs. A lot of times they're at little bars, and there's times where, I'm not gonna lie, I've done shows where 5 people show up. And you wanna know something? It's the most amazing show ever. And I would take playing in front of 5 people, but knowing I'm having a good show technically and everything's going great with equipment and I'm playing to the best of my ability, that's more important to me than anything. Some of the worst shows I ever did, well, I mean, obviously there were some serious train wrecks that I did in front of big audiences. With my time in Soulfly, which those were definitely some of the worst shows I ever played in my life. And you get off stage and you're just so depressed about it, Um, but that doesn't happen anymore, thank God. So yeah, so I think when you're a serious, real musician, you really judge. You knew it, Edwardian. I think you really do judge a great show by your performance. Seriously, man. For me, that's the most important thing, man. I don't, people have there's people out there like, what's it like playing in front of big audiences? Like I'm on my way to go play Hellfest with Metallica. I can't wait. I'm excited. But honestly, man, to me, it doesn't matter if it's a little bar in front of 50 people or it's 50,000 people. What matters is what's going on in my head and my hands on the instrument. That I'm having a good show. That's what matters to me. You know, love it. I just love to play guitar. So cool. This team, at least in terms of guitar in that band for years. Yeah, well, you know what's up, Edwardian. So carried the team. Yeah. Well, hey, man. There's a new guy there that can do it now. Let him be the ghostwriter. Boom. Anyway, for me, it's about playing guitar, guys. Yes, it's amazing to play big audiences and to have a lot of people like what you do. I mean, that is a great feeling. I love that interaction with fans, and the more fans that you interact with, it's obviously a great feeling. But at the end of the day, I'm still gonna play guitar. Even if everything, if I stop playing shows tomorrow, like I'm still gonna play guitar at home. It just brings me joy. One of my favorite things to do is, sit here and just play guitar, drink coffee, and play guitar, and watch like the History Channel or something. That's just, I'm always gonna do that, man. This has always been a part of me and a release. So yeah, that's what's up. Can I shred the 7-string? You know what? I have only one 7-string here at my house, and honestly, I took the 7th string off because with Hail the Horns. Actually, I don't know. I don't remember. Why did I take the? Sometimes I take the 7th string off if I'm doing a project that's just 6 strings and I don't need the 7th. But I promise next time I'll put a 7th string on that guitar and do it. What was that? I didn't see that question. Sorry, I missed that one. Yeah, so to me it doesn't matter, man. I honestly, man, I'll probably always. I'm thinking I'm about to do a new signature guitar with a new company soon. Talking to Dean, so everybody knows. And I think we'll probably do. I don't really play the 7 that much anymore, but I'll probably do a 7-string, and when I can slap it on and off, man, it's not a big deal. I do that often. Just take the 7th string off when you're not using it. It doesn't get in the way, and yeah, that's it. But I prefer the 6-string, guys. A lot of the music that I listen to, it's just 6-string stuff. Typical tuning, the 7-string is standard. Standard tuning, E standard, and then your 7th string would be B for anything lower. That's in B tuning. So, but I honestly, man, I prefer doing standard. That's a good question, Edwardian. Yes, he can, to an extent, when he wants to, and that's the problem. It's a lot of times he just doesn't want to and doesn't care, and it's not important. And in my opinion, that's not fair to you guys at all. I think that's ripping people off at the shows. So, did you write anything else? No. So that whatever new Soulfly stuff, I had done solos on that record. I really, for whatever reason, was not asked to be part of the writing on this one. And I think there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes over the years, um, where people were realizing how much I was writing and bringing to the band. Um, and I guess the powers that be didn't want me doing that anymore, which I think is a shame. I mean, we had a great writing relationship. What's the problem with just admitting that we were writing together? What's the big deal? We had something, and it got ruined. And I won't. It's not my fault. It is what it is. I was put into situations. And it is what it is now. But um, yeah, the new record I had nothing to do with, really. I had done some solos, and from what I heard, they erased them all, and that's fine. I could care less. So there you go. And honestly, man, from what I heard, it's really doesn't interest me any of this stuff at all. But check out the new El Nino, man. I did tons of riffing on that and solos, and it's got some of my best leads I ever done. And it's great being in this new version of the band with melodic vocals. I mean, honestly, man, I'm a big fan of singers that can sing and hit notes. Like I just like that kind of style of music. To me, that's classic stuff. So you got it, Edwardian. I'll answer any question, man. Straight up honest. So, yeah, but it's great to be in a band where I got a great singer like Marcos. I mean, he can sing. He's a big fan of classic metal, and he can sing melodically. And honestly, that's the kind of music I grew up on that I love. My favorite singers are guys that are true legends, like Dio, Bruce Dickinson. I like that power metal type of stuff. To me, that takes talent. The whole scream thing. Anybody could do the scream thing. Honestly, anybody can do it. You just got to develop it. It's like a muscle in your throat where the more you scream, eventually you develop it and you can do it. Guys like Dio, like Bruce Dickinson, that's a God-given gift. That's something that you don't just wake up and sing like Bruce Dickinson. You know what I'm saying? You don't. That's something you're born with. A slice of pizza instead of beer. I like that. Definitely buy me a slice of pizza, man. Although I'm not too crazy about the pizza in California, but yes, Lil C, you are one of my favorite singers, and you will be on stage with me soon. Yeah, I listen, man. I listen to a lot of classic metal. I love classic hard rock. I love classic rock. I love classic metal. Yeah, I like the metal thing, the scream thing. I'm not gonna say the metal thing. I love death metal vocals. I do, but I don't put those guys on the same level as guys like Bruce Dickinson or Dio or even like James Hetfield or Dave Mustaine. Those guys are singing, hitting notes. You know what I'm saying? That's funny, Rob. That's definitely true. That's definitely true, my friend. Pretty nasty, nasty stuff, man. I'll take my bald head any day. No, thank you. I'm good, man. No dreadlocks ever for me. I'd rather be bald. And the facts are, chicks like bald guys, right, Little C? That's a fact. Anyway, and I'll tell you, man, nowadays, there's all these new bands out, and everyone is so talented, and and the 2001 Spikes, nah, man, that was too much work, and yeah, that ain't gonna happen again, my friend. But I love classic rock, man. I mean, nowadays, man, I just put on the classic rock station, and it's such a relief to hear that music, man, because it was made so naturally, and people that it seems like back in the day, the 60s, 70s, even the 80s, like you really had to have talent, natural talent, and the ability to go into the studio and do things in one take. It wasn't all this copy and pasting and Pro Tools and editing. You had to show up and knock it out in one take. And to me, that really made the difference between people that were doing it professionally and people that did it not professionally. You had musicians that really were freaking incredible players, and I love to hear it. Take over. Love your Jimmy. I love Jimi Hendrix, man. I always say, Jimi Hendrix is one of my biggest influences. I love that style. Honestly, as much as I grew up as a hardcore kid, going to hardcore punk shows, metal shows, death metal shows, I'm probably more of a closet hippie than anything. I mean, look what I got here, a nice hippie tapestry. I love hippie music, and I just, the thing about growing up outside New York City was there's so many different styles of music around here. and I was always going to different kinds of shows. I mean, the metal scene was incredible, hardcore scene was incredible, um, the jazz music scene in New York City obviously is incredible. I mean, there was just so many shows to go to. But the other thing that was really big around the area that I grew up was the whole jam band, hippie music scene, 60s, 70s stuff. I grew up playing with people like that, Jimi Hendrix, the Allman Brothers, Cream. I love that music, and honestly, man, that's the kind of music that I really. I think my new solo record's gonna have a lot of those kind of influences, some more bluesy fusion, jam band type stuff. It just seems like the audience that likes that kind of music, they really actually do appreciate like what I do, especially my acoustic stuff. So yeah, and to me, that's the roots of metal. If you never heard Cream, um, to me, that's the beginning of heavy metal. Is with Cream. Just check it out. It's great music. Incredible virtuoso guitar playing, and from Eric Clapton, Ginger Baker on drums. And Jack Bruce on bass. They were three-piece, and I love that stuff, man. I love the three-piece sound. So cool. All right, guys, I'm gonna jam. What else you want to know? Let's talk. You guys are asking good questions, and you're getting the truth here. That's the thing. I don't sugarcoat nothing, and I tell you the truth, man. I ain't got nothing to hide, and I can back it up with my guitar playing. So there you go. Boom. What record that you played on made you the most money? Honestly, man, like, looking back on it, probably, I'm gonna say honestly, probably my solo records, because um, probably my record Legionnaire, honestly, because I put it out myself and I sell it at my gigs and I keep the profit. I don't have to split it with anyone. I basically wrote all the music. I did write all the music on it. I give some CDs to my drummer. He sells them too when he wants to. But I'm still selling my Legionnaire record, and I still sell it at my solo gigs. It still sells online, and I keep the full profit. There's no, there's a lot of knees going on here, isn't there? Sorry, guys, I didn't wear pants today. It's too hot. It is weird, man. All right, there we go. And I can't stand this new style of shorts where every guy's pants, they come up above their knees. I hate this stuff, man. I need my knees covered. I don't need anyone looking at my knees. Look at that. It's weird looking, right? Anyway, so, so I'm going to say Legionnaire, honestly, because I keep the full profits and I still sell them, and I released it myself, and I'm probably going to do that for my next solo record. Have you ever been asked to write a film or video game? No. I would love to do it, though. Would love to. Symbolic, what an insane soul on that song. So you make it look easy. I love death, guys. I've always said Chuck Schuldiner was always one of my favorite guys in the death metal scene. I love the way that he was bringing more melody into death metal. I love that. So Death was always one of my favorite death metal bands. So yeah. All right, man. What else? Let's keep talking. Can't say who, but there was someone saying you were one of the best guitarists for Soulfly, if not the best. Well, thank you, Orlando. Thank you, Zen, for liking my solo stuff too. Hey, listen, man. They'll find someone, dude. They will. They'll find someone just as good as me, probably even better. But that person's gonna have to deal with a lot of nonsense, and I'm sure they won't last very long. Just because, as a serious musician, when you are serious and you're put into such unprofessional situations all the time, it's too much to deal with. It's too much to deal with. So, God bless that new person, and good luck to them. Anyway, so yeah, next week I'm leaving with El Nino. We're heading out to Europe. I haven't been to Europe in so long, so I'm looking forward to doing Hellfest. We're playing with this band called Metallica. You might have heard of them. What country has the best pizza? Come on, man. Obviously, Italy has the best pizza. Obviously. Next to Italy, though, is right here in New Jersey, New York City. Honestly, I'm going to say New Jersey, that we even got better pizza than what's in New York City. And not because I'm from here, just because, honestly, man, like, there's just so many pizzerias, and they're all excellent. I mean, you really can't open up a pizzeria in New Jersey unless it's to a certain standard. It's just, I mean, right here in my area where I live, there's like 4 pizzerias that are all excellent pizza. So I'm gonna say Jersey. And the other thing too is, in Italy the pizza is different. It's more thin crust, which I personally like thin crust. But sometimes when Americans go to Italy, they're not into the pizza because it's not this big, bready, sopping of oil and cheese. It's very healthy. It's thin crust, light cheese. And I actually prefer it like that. Honestly, pizza is very healthy when it's made properly, man. It really is. Do you speak any Italian? My father spoke fluent Italian. I have cousins. I got family still in Italy. I was learning Italian. I took it in school. Was starting to learn it. I was speaking it as a second language. I'm just, I don't know what it is, man, but maybe because I joined El Nino, I spent time in Colombia, probably because I play Latin style guitar. I know more Spanish now. I just have been in more situations nowadays where I've learned more Spanish and I can speak Spanish pretty good right now. And I feel bad because I really should know more Italian. I really should. But I don't know. I think a lot of my family, Italians that came to America, a lot of them at this point, don't speak Italian as they should. It's kind of sad, but yeah. But one day I think I will. Spanish and Italian are very similar. It's both Latin. I should actually put some time into practicing Italian because I do have a lot of pride in being an Italian American, and the language is great. It really is. It's a beautiful language, and a beautiful culture. Go to Italy, man. It's one of the greatest places on earth. And some of the greatest people in history were Italian Americans. Danny DeVito, Joe Pesci, Sylvester Stallone, right? So many. You spelled Columbia wrong, we'll see. Anyway, that's not here nor there. But honestly, yeah, it's gonna be great. We're not going to Italy on this trip to Europe, but we're going to France, and I love the food in France. It's French food is excellent, almost just as good as Italian food. I really like the way they prepare their food, and I like duck. They eat a lot of duck over in France, and duck is very good. I don't know why we don't eat more duck in America. Eagles, real speed and more. Right on, man. Right on. My favorite backing track? I don't know, man. Probably just my own. I really love my song SPQR, and I kind of changed it for the sake of making it a little bit shorter for a backing track. And honestly, my backing tracks that I usually play to, I try to mix it up here, but it's basically the show I do. I've told this story before. My bass player, also engineer, was my good friend Derek Kleibish, who passed away about almost 2 years ago now. And I'll have to try that duck. If your father makes that little C, I have to try it. I love duck. Anyway, seriously though, my good friend Derek Kleibish that passed away, he had a big part in recording my record Legionnaire. We also recorded Rotation at his studio with the incredible producer Zeus. Anyway, he was a big part of my project, was a dear friend of mine, and he actually played on all my backing tracks when I do my shows live. So anyway, what song would it be with a band? I don't know, man. I'd have to think about that, maybe, I don't know, maybe with Slayer. I love Slayer, any song from Slayer, I would love to play with those guys. Man, honestly, I would have loved to got that gig, man. I think Gary Holt did an incredible job filling in for Jeff Hanneman. But I would have loved to got that gig, man. I think I would have added something really cool to Slayer, because Slayer is one of my favorite bands of all time. And I would have loved to done my style of, if I have a style, my style of solos, I would have loved to heard in the Slayer context, but that'll never happen, But I love Gary Holt and Exodus, and I did love what he did bring to Slayer. It was incredible. It's just they're my favorite band of all time, and I would have loved to have the opportunity to play in Slayer. Oh yeah, so like I was saying about my friend Derek. So yeah, my favorite backing tracks are what I have. I got about 12 or 13 songs that I play in my live shows. I usually play them here on my live feeds, and it's with my friend Derek on bass. So it's pretty cool because it's like whenever I play to those backing tracks, I feel like Derek is still here playing with me. It's a moment in time where he probably 12 years ago we made those tracks, a long time. And he played it live with my drummer Anthony DeVizio. So I feel like when I'm playing to my backing tracks, Derek is, his spirit is alive with me and still jamming with me live, in real time. So it's pretty cool, man. I like to tell people that story. It is pretty cool. I mean, if you pull up any videos from like 2015, 16, and before that on YouTube, you'll find videos of Derek. He was the dude. He always played a Jackson bass, had long blonde hair. He was a big part of my project. He was also my guitar tech in Soulfly. He came out on the road and toured with me, and he was my party buddy, man. We got into a lot of trouble, me and him, but it was an incredible musician, and I miss him. He was a really good friend of mine for a very long time, and definitely influenced me a lot with the recordings and the music. So Immortals is not released as a full record yet. I think we're basically just doing singles right now, but eventually, yeah, it will come out as a full record very soon. Sorry, man. I'm still working on this Eric Johnson thing, guys. It's driving me crazy, man. I know you guys that are familiar with Eric Johnson. You can definitely tell I've been very influenced by him, probably the last year or two, and yeah, I watch his videos all day, and I've really been going through this big phase of trying to incorporate his style of pentatonics into my stuff. And it's hard, man. It's one of the hardest things, man, to try to get those pentatonics in fives, they say. Where it's 1, 2, 3, or 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5. But getting them fast and picking every note, that's the problem I'm having right now, is that I can't tell if he is picking every note or not. Anyway. Who's the coolest musician you met on tour? Off the top of my head, this last week I was hanging out with my buddies in Five Finger Death Punch, man, and I hadn't seen those guys in probably about 10 years since I toured with them in 2012, and those guys are amazing, man. They're some of the coolest, most humble, friendly. I mean, these guys gave me the biggest hugs I've ever gotten from dudes in bands, and when I toured with them in 2012, they were such nice guys, and I really truly love what Five Finger Death Punch does. To me, they're just a great metal, hard rock, band, and Ivan's vocals got so much soul, and I'm gonna say those guys, man. And when I toured with them in 2012, they were so cool and just welcoming to us to be on the tour, and it was great to reconnect with them last week when I was out at NAMM. I was invited to go to their new video shoot for their new single, and I got to hang with them. And then also my good friend Andy James, man. You guys all know Andy James, man. He's like the best guitar player out there right now, and I've known him for a long time. And he's in Five Finger Death Punch now, and it's incredible because he's one of my favorite guitar players in one of my favorite bands, and they're all such nice guys, man. So I had such a great time hanging with them, and they really sum up in my opinion, what it means to be like in a successful band and be professional, and cool with your fans. They're all about being cool with their fans and treating everybody with the proper respect. Um, and they're sincere. That's the word. They're very sincere about what they do on stage and off stage. So, yeah, that was one of my favorite tours ever. It was Five Finger Death Punch. You never heard of Metallica? I just discovered them like about a year ago, Orlando. So I'm with you. I understand. Yeah, I'm excited, man. This El Nino reunion that we're doing, man, it's getting a lot of hype, a lot of attention. The new music, I think, is the best stuff they've ever done. I'm very excited to be part of it. And, it's showcasing, all the excitement for the band because we're getting these big offers to there you go, open up for Metallica, or open up for Five Finger Death Punch. People are taking notice of what we're doing and this new version of the band, man. So that's what's up, guys. That's what's up. All right, let's do some jamming. I like to talk and jam. So, and if you guys bring up anything that I need to stop the music to talk about, I can do that. So, let's rock out. Microphones, man? What was the question? I don't understand, bro. What's the question about microphones? I don't understand, bro. I'm just using my phone, bro. Hey, Rob, thank you for that tip. I appreciate it, Rob. Thank you very much. Yeah, guys, you can tip me now. I appreciate all the tips. Anyway, so about the sound, I'm just playing live through my phone, bro. There's no microphone. Just the microphone on my iPhone. Well, thank you, Freebird. It's just an iPhone. That's it. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate it very much, my friend. live, guys. And improv. I do a lot of just improvising. There you go. I hit a wrong note. You see? Right at the end, I hit a wrong note. It happens, man. Il Nino Canadian Tour. I would love to get up there, Rob. Maybe I'll even get up there with my solo project before. You know, it's difficult to get into Canada sometimes. I don't know what's going on with you guys up there, if that's where you're from. Sorry, I'm not sure. I love Canada. It's just sometimes it's very difficult for a band to get up there with the border stuff, and some people who have arrest records, some people, I don't. You know, I'm able to get in and out of Canada, no problem. Revenge Beast Tour. We're going to release our record soon. That will be dropping hopefully in the next couple months here. It's all done, the record. We're just mastering and doing a couple last-minute mixes. And yes, we would love to come up to Canada and do some touring with Revenge Beast. But, you know, it's more of a project. I don't know exactly, you know, if we're going to be a full-time touring band. We just got to see how everything goes, what everyone's able to do. Your channel, maybe Cowboys Mosh, but cool channel. I don't know. What is Cowboy Mosh, man? I don't know what that is, bro. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, I would love to get up to Canada. You know, I did a couple solo gigs up there. I did like a little mini run up there. I did Quebec City, Montreal, and Toronto. I'm a chick, by the way. Name's Kate. What's that? Oh, okay, Freebird, right on. Yeah, I did 3 shows in Canada, and they were great. You know, the fans up in Canada are awesome, man, and it's always a great time going up there. Just like I said, sometimes it's difficult for some bands to cross the border. So we'll see. Hopefully I can get there soon. So yeah, I played Toronto a lot. That's a great city, man. It's not far from me. I'm in New Jersey, so it's only like a 6-7 hour drive to get up to Toronto. So we'll see what's up, man. If I don't do Toronto, I may be doing Buffalo soon, because I got my good friend Johnny Chow up there, who I'm dying to get up there and hang with him. It's been a minute since I've seen him, so we'll see what's up, man. Well, thank you, Freebird. I'm glad you like the channel. I plan on doing a lot more here, and I promise my videos will get a lot more professional soon. We're still working out a couple things here to get it to be more cooler, and you know, I'm definitely make it more entertaining. I also plan on doing more of my fitness routines on here also, for any of you people that have been digging that. You know, working out, fitness is very important to me, and I'm talking about getting into doing some more personal fitness training type things one-on-one if anyone's interested. So hit me up, you know. Johnny's great. Yeah, man, Johnny Chow is one of my dear friends. Great guy to tour with, hang with. You know, he's in Stone Sour now, and he has his restaurant bar called Misuchu Chow's, I believe it's called, and it's a great place. I've been there, and okay, Little C, you got it. And it's a great place. I can't say the word, but anyway, Johnny Chow's got a great bar restaurant in Buffalo. Great food, awesome atmosphere, so definitely go if you're there. Mode for future. What's landscape mode? I don't know what that is. I'll have to check that out. How was the new metal ever? That's a good question, Edwardian. Let me play Eruption, and then we'll talk about that, because that's a topic I do enjoy talking about the new metal era. Anyway, this goes out to the very, very beautiful Little C. goes out to the very, very beautiful Little C, my girlfriend, Christine Little C. Hey, also, guys, get over and read her blog. It'll blow your mind away. Um, Go over to Facebook, Christine Samaru, look up her blog, because since I've quit the band Soulfly, she's been getting harassed um, by management over there. They think it's a good idea. Very stupid. Not a good idea, obviously. Um, but read her blog. It'll really open up your mind to why I'm glad I'm gone and nowhere near any of those people. So, and Sepultura, I'm sure they feel the same way. So, just very, very negative, toxic environment. Anyway, back to the good stuff here. The nu metal era. How do I feel about the nu metal era? When that style of music first came out, I was not a fan of nu metal. Um, when Korn first came out, I thought it was very interesting, cool stuff, but I wasn't really into it. And then all the bands that came out after that kind of ripped off Korn, I definitely was not into. I wasn't even into rap rock. I love Rage Against the Machine, I love Downset, but a lot of the rap rock bands I couldn't stand. Couldn't stand a lot of the nu metal. But then some of it started to grow on me. I now have a very big appreciation for Korn after touring with those guys. Now I love Korn. I think Korn is awesome. I didn't get it when it first came out, but it's grown on me, and they really have developed a very distinct style. And I love the guitar playing. I think Monkey and Head are excellent guitar players, very innovative, and awesome guys. I've toured with them. They're very all cool in that band. Very, very humble, nice guys. But there was a lot of like copycat bands that came out that I was just not into, in that style. But it's like any style of music, there's the good and the bad, like I love hair metal. I love 80s hair metal. Yeah, we saw Korn together, right? Korn was great that night. We saw them in Pennsylvania, man. They blew the roof off, man. They're a great live band, incredible. But anyway, there was a lot of nu metal bands that I was not into, but then there's ones that I love, like I love Korn now. I love the first Deftones record, I think is excellent. I love that record. And then there was other bands from that were kind of considered nu metal, that I love, man. Bands like Nothing Face. I thought Nothing Face was incredible, man. I still love that band. I love Slipknot. Slipknot's amazing. So, it's like any genre of music. There's the good and the bad. There definitely was a lot of bad music that came out of the nu metal era, no doubt about it. But there was some really, really good stuff, Again, off the top of my head, I love Nothing Face. No band I used to really like a lot, too, that I don't know if you really can consider them nu metal. But man, they were great. Was Skin Lab. I love Skin Lab. I wouldn't consider them nu metal though, but they were definitely, they came out, I think, during that era. They were great. I used to love Dry Kill Logic, man. They were awesome, So yeah, a lot of good music, and even Five Finger Death Punch. I think they kind of came out of that era of music, and they're incredible. I love them. Yeah. It's like any genre of music, guys. There's really, really good music from any style of a genre, and then there's really bad stuff, Like I love 80s hair metal, and I love stuff like Rat and Dokken, freaking Lynch Mob. I love Tesla. I love, even some Bon Jovi I think is great. But then there was some stuff that was just terrible, obviously. So, yeah, Skin Lab are great, man. They're a great band. I always really liked Skin Lab and that kind of vibe that came out from that era. So, yeah, man, Korn puts on a great show, man. And let me tell you, after touring with Korn, they were incredible. We did a Soulfly Korn tour in 2014, and let me tell you, man, that was one of the best tours I ever did. Because they treated us so good, man. We were in a private jet with Korn, sitting with them in the plane. We were staying at the same hotels that they were staying at. We had the same catering that they had. They treated us so good. I remember our management kind of felt differently. I don't know why. I thought they were incredible, man. And they blew us away. Every night we went on stage, and they blew us out of the water every night. Korn just laid waste. Every show, man, we got destroyed, man. They had the crowd just going nuts, Signum. That's a 7-string song. I can't play that on a 6, but I think it's a. Yeah, I can't play it on a 6-string. I need a 7-string for that. That's always the hardest part in Eruption, is that little bendy part. Something like that, you know? Yo, Viva Brazil! Viva Brazil! Alright, man. It's getting late here, guys. I'm going to do one more song for you. I'm going to do one of my originals. This is one of my favorites. I play it all the time. It's one of my favorite songs I ever wrote. It's got my style of riffing. Pretty simple, but very groovy. Isosceles. I think one of you guys requested it too. So this will be my last one, guys, for tonight. And I'll be back on Wednesday. I think at like 6:30 the schedule says. So, all right, let's do this, guys. Good idea. That Orlando? Say it again. I missed that. Yo, write that again, Orlando. I didn't read that. As Isosceles. Definitely a song I always put in my set list. I usually end my set with that song. I end the set with that song. One of my favorites. It's something I wrote a long time ago. And yeah. So there you go. All right, guys. Any last questions? Orlando, you had wrote something. I didn't see it. It kind of, sometimes when I'm jamming, these messages go by quick and they disappear. So if you want to say it again, I'll wait for you to type it up again. Otherwise, I will see you guys on Wednesday. I think at like 6:30, right, or something. I don't know. I gotta look at the schedule. I put the schedule up on my social media, so when I finish here, I'll put it back up so you all can get used to the schedule. And I'm trying to stick to it so I can come on here and hang with you guys. Again, thank you for those tips. I appreciate the tips. Help me spread the word about this channel. I'm trying to do a lot more on here. Definitely gonna put up more content, more music videos. I got more stuff coming with Revenge Beast and all my projects, man. Hail the Horns. We're working on some new stuff also. So yeah, stay tuned, man. You know the deal. All right, everybody. You all have a great night. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Peace, guys. Have a good night.